Welcome, Kalite sir. Welcome, Pradeep Joshi sir.
Thank you, sir. Welcome all members. Subek sir, good evening.
Welcome, Ambulkar sir. Welcome, Prashant Bade sir. Welcome, Mr. Prashant Pund, Vice President of PMI.
Thank you, sir. Welcome, everybody.
Welcome all.
भार साखळी कोण आहे? कोमल भार साखळी म्हणून आले तिथे. कोमल भार साखळी म्हणून कोणीतरी आलेली
Preeti Sakre. So I welcome to you all on behalf of an HR host. And today's program is on employee engagement activities, and it is for the people of professionals in industries and for the HR people who are working in different fields. Okay. And our today's session is taken care by Miss Rachna. Miss Moshmi Achari and Mr.
Good evening, everyone.
Pradeep Joshi. Yes. Hello, Moshmi. How are you?
Fantastic. Thank you. Thank
Great.
you.
Okay. So, I'll introduce Miss Moshmi. Miss Moshmi Achari is a human potential trainer and behavioral skill trainer with 24 years of experience, a graduate in English, diploma in HR from Narsi Munja Institute, and postgraduate in management studies. So, I welcome to Miss Moshmi. You want to add something, ma'am?
No, fine. You all can give me a go so I can start. I thought someone must be saying something, so I'm waiting
Yes,
for the go.
I'll introduce to second person also. Yes. Just wait a minute, yeah. And
Yeah.
I welcome Mr. Pradeep Joshi. He's done his BSc plus MBA plus LLB and Master in Labor Welfare from Pune University. Welcome, Mr. Pradeep Joshi. Hello.
Hello. Thank
Hello.
you.
Hello. How are you, sir?
Fine, I am.
Okay, his competencies, he's proficient in HR management and in legal issues, training and development, and IR issues. And as an industry exposure, he has worked at various senior level capacity in the HR department of large corporate companies like Endurance, Equifarm, Mcure, India Card, Oriental Rubber since 2005 with contribution in expertise in the organization. So I welcome to Mr. Pradeep Joshi, sir. If you want to add something, so while introduction, you can add in that. Welcome, sir. And I hand over to Mr. Pradeep Kupe, sir. So we can start now.
Yes, sure. Thank you very much.
Yes. Now you can give some introduction on PMA. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Preeti. On behalf of Pune Management Association, I welcome Mr. Pradeep Joshi, our own committee member of HCOE HR, that is Center of Excellence HR, as well as Ms. Moshmi Achari, who are the key resource persons for today evening. I also extend my warm welcome to Mr. Dattatray Khalipe, the founder of HR Hopes. I also welcome Mr. Prashant Pund, Vice President of Pune Management Association. And on behalf of Pune Management Association, HR Hopes and Divine HR Forum, I extend my warm welcome to all the participants. In fact, you have encouraged us by registering in large numbers. More than 101 people have registered.
Amla powder.
More than
Cinnamon powder.
I think somebody is speaking. Okay. So you're registered in large number, more than 101 people have registered. And I think hopefully all of them would be attending today's session. I think let me talk something about Pune Management Association. Pune Management Association is, you can say, more than 50 years old organization. Way back in 1965, the stalwarts in industry of our country, let Mr. Padma Bhushan Shantarraoji Kirloskar, let Chandrakantji Kirloskar, let Dr. Neelkanthraoji Kalyani, let C.V. Zog, who is also incidentally the founder of Maratha Chamber as well as Bank of Maharashtra, and let Mr. V.S. Vaidya, Vasantrao Vaidya, the founder of Swastik Rubber and related industries. They came together in 1965, way back in 1965, informally started this organization, Pune Management Association. That time, the sole aim of Pune Management Association was to promote the scientific principles of management amongst the youngsters, particularly working professionals as well as the young budding professionals. This was the aim with which started in 1965. Subsequently, in 1977, we formally registered ourselves as the foundation, the trust, and since then we are working as Pune Management Association, the trust. I don't know, most of you are attending our programs regularly. So you are aware about large number of or large variety of subjects we are covering under Pune Management Association. In fact, everybody will agree that management is a very, very vast and you can say all-inclusive field. So recently, last 2 years, what we have decided that instead of having single umbrella, we have decided to form 14 different umbrellas. We call it as Center of Excellence, through which we are operating. 14, as I said, 14 different verticals we have formed. Today's program is being organized by one of our vertical COEs, that is HR. So HR is one of the active verticals through which we are pursuing programs related to HR, IR, learning and development and related fields. So similar to HR, we have vertical for entrepreneurship development, we have vertical for academics, we have vertical for business excellence, we have vertical, you name the field, and yes, we have the vertical. In fact, we have group for trainers also, we have separate group for engineers also. So you name the field, and yes, we are present. And not only present, you won't believe that more than 100 plus volunteer members are working through these verticals. Now, though I call them volunteers, if you see the details of these volunteer members, you'll appreciate that most of them are not only professional managers, but most of them are, you can say, working as the topmost authority in their respective fields. Somebody is CEO of that company, somebody is vice president, somebody is director. So most of them, these professionals, most of them are working in serious senior capacity and simultaneously helping Pune Management Association through these verticals to help the society. In fact, we have a typical word of this, you can say, concept. We call it as joy of giving back to the society. As you see, most of them, in fact, all of them are working were working in these senior positions. They have achieved a lot in their respective field. They are, in fact, leaders in their respective fields. But now they want to enjoy the art, you can say, act of giving back to the society. So they are sharing their experiences. They are sharing their expertise with the youngsters, young professionals, particularly entrepreneurs and MBA students. So this is what the concept of Pune Management Association. In fact, if you see the list of office bearers of Pune Management Association who have decorated our organization in past, then you'll appreciate what I am saying. Mr. Talavlikar, director of Sandvik, Mr. Talavlikar, again, S.H. Talavlikar, he was director of Finolex. Dr. M.V. Patwardhan, he was chairman of Bank of Maharashtra, he was our chairman. Then Dr. Parkhe, most of you are aware, Parkhe Paper Mills, owner as well as the founder. He was our chairman for some time. Everybody knows the management guru, Dr. P.C. Shezwalkar. He was president of Pune Management Association for almost 7-8 years. Then I think young generation, everybody knows Dr. Ganesh Natarajan. He was president of PMA for some time. Professionals working in the academics know Dr. Mangesh Karad of MIT. So he was our president for some time. So you name many people who have decorated the post of either secretary or president of Pune Management Association. So this is brief introduction about Pune. I will not take time of Mr. Pradeep and Maushmi. This is what is background of Pune Management Association. But I take this opportunity, like HR, as I said, HR is one of the fields, but our belief is that HR should not only learn about HR or IR or related fields, but they should also get conversant, if not expertise, of about the other fields. They must know the marketing, they must know the accounts, finance, they must know other areas also. So this is what is our intentions, to arrange various programs through our various verticals, and we expect that all our members attend these programs so that they get conversant with the various subjects under the earth. Because today it's not the you can say area, or rather era of expertise. It is the era of generalized knowledge. So that is our intention. So I take this opportunity to invite you to join Pune Management Association. It is very simple. Just visit the website. Everything is online, including the membership form filling as well as the payment also. So you just visit our website. I'll share the link in the chat box shortly, and become the member. I think it's my duty to introduce HR Hopes also. HR Hopes was founded in 2015 by Mr. Dattatray Khalipe, who is working for almost 20-25 years in the field of HR as well as IR. The specialty of HR Hopes is that we have more than 3,000 members under our WhatsApp groups. This is one of the specialties. That's why you'll observe that many people from HR Hopes, they are attending this program. So now with this brief introduction of HR Hopes as well as PMA, I hand it over back to Preeti Madam. Preeti, you can go ahead.
Okay, thank you so much. And thank you, Tupe sir, for this introduction. That was much needed. Even the presentation which you ran in the start, that was also very necessary. We could read through that. Okay, good evening, everyone. Myself, Moshmi, they have given my introduction also. And of course, thank you about the PMA information and HR Hopes also. So much to know basically. So I'm really thankful for this particular group today evening, who is giving us this opportunity to speak and share our ideas. Really stalwarts from the HR. So of course, thank you so much for that. I just share my screen because I have kept it crisp and to the point. I received a lot of inputs from Tupe sir and the team. What is it that you all want from this particular session? And I'm sure I'll of course keep it to that. One was, of course, not much of theory, rather give us some engagement activities was one which people had said. Another one is how can we utilize this in the office? That was another. So I have made my presentation and the details that I'm going to share with you all in that particular matter. With that particular input is how it is completely made. Why I gave you all the background is that was the input which was given to me, and I saw that at least 50 to 60 people have written similarly that we wanted some training exercises, of course, which we can do in the company. Fine. Okay. Post-COVID, and rather I have made it during COVID also because we really don't know how long this period is going to go on. So what I have done is I have tried mixing up activities which can be done from home when the HR is maybe in the office or the HR is trying to maybe share these activities with the people. We'll just go through this, why this is. First 2-3 slides, I'm not going to go in detail because that is why we are here. But I have, yes, I have kept these slides just to understand that yes, we all are on the same track. First of all, I would really like to clap for everyone that we have invested so much of our time, 1 hour of time today evening for this particular session. So I would like to thank you for that. Moving ahead, employee engagement, and then there are so many other things how it can be done. We HRs are trying all our best. Of course, my degree is in HR, even my post-graduation and diploma also, both is in HR. So I've always been a HR professional all through my life, but of course, specialization in training. But as I understand, these are the main things that any HR would do anytime for the company people. That is appreciation in different manner. It can be monetary, it can be a pat on the back, shabash ki dene. It can be your skill sets that you are growing. It can be the education, it can be personal growth, professional growth, anything. It can be rewards in different forms. It can be simply monetary reward, or it can be a dinner for two. So it completely depends, and people try to continuously find out newer methods, newer ways of how we can make this particularly interesting. Again comes your promotion, responsibility, achievement, and the monetary satisfaction. Nothing to speak much on this. As I said, the first 2, 3 slides. Why I have kept it is because I wanted to tell you that yes, I understand what is there in your mind, and that is why these slides. So today's eminent question, yaksha prashna apan jala म्हणतो, is how to motivate employees. Okay, how to keep them positively engaged. If even if they are at remote working places, even if they are for work from home, how to stop the attrition of the best candidates that we have with us, and how to keep their loyalty towards the company. I'll surely try to make or maybe give such suggestions, of course, how it can be beneficial for you. What present circumstances can get the employees down? What are the circumstances and what makes the employee morale down? We know all this. I'll not go much into detail, but just to give you a hint of it, home isolation, sometimes a bit of loneliness in the house, structure of the missing work schedule. 9 o'clock we go to the office, 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock we come back. There was a debarring between the work and the office and the house. So that is not there anymore at many places. So that is one thing which we see. Then missing out on personal interaction with people in the office. It is with the colleagues and also with the seniors. But there was always a senior's guidance, which is always necessary for everyone. So we are missing out on that. Sometimes when there are home distractions which keep on happening, a lot of frustrations happen due to that, and loss of concentration maybe at the place wherever we are sitting. Again, as I said, maintaining work-life balance, which slowly builds upon a bit of stress, uncertainty of the salaries, the market, the growth, and the appraisal, of course. And major, again, how to handle the events which are bombarded at us. The events, the emotions which get churned due to that, the experiences and the circumstances which are happening around us. We have been seeing a lot of change due to the pandemic, not to go into the negativity of it, but how to manage yourself in this pandemic, how to keep your family safe, at the same time, how to keep ourselves safe and still go and work in the company sometimes. Maybe we go every alternate day. Sometimes we are working continuously, sometimes we are at home. So there's a lot of stress which is of course created due to the market condition which is there. So today's session is completely, as I said, on that, what is the way out? How to love one's own company, because we are a social animal and we need to meet people. How to make boundaries work, that is work-life balance. How to create a response system instead of giving us very strong reaction. External motivation, of course, half of the presentation is about external motivation. That is, what are the activities we can do with these people to make them interested. Of course, friends, family, motivational videos that we run sometimes, self-help books, or even laughter videos. It gives external motivation for some time. But how to create the internal fountain of unending motivation is the major role that we have to play as HRs in today's world. External motivation can be through games, activities, or different role plays, anything that we keep on doing in that particular area, sometimes virtual, sometimes in the physical arena also. But at this particular time, we also want to find out what is it in me, how can I have this motivation, which is continuously flowing. I don't need any motivation from outside. How is that particular fountain going to be there in every person, not even only the employees, even for HR personnel also, because we too are bombarded with so many changes and so many changes in the working environment. Fine. So now, as I said, my first only 2-3 slides are about telling about, okay, what is it and why are we here? So some interesting activities, I'll straight away come to that particular topic one by one. These are all hints that I think some different programs which we can actually do for people. So I'll go on, and maybe, of course, towards the end, we can have a talk on that also. So number one, deliver baked goods to the house and party at the same time. These are different games or different activities which we can do. Sometimes if there is an annual gathering and we are missing out on many such good annual gatherings and meetings in such a format that, okay, for example, we have an annual gathering on 2nd of October. Or 3rd of October, that is the annual day, and we are missing out on that. How can we actually work on this? We can make, or we can basically give out these orders, of course, with the permission from the company and the higher-ups. What we can do is maybe make up packets, or maybe we have a budget. So we can order that, the packets reach the particular people at the place. They join a Zooming meeting at that particular time, Teams, Zooming, whatever is your company profile, and we all enjoy together. So the motivation of the whole company comes up. Maybe an award ceremony can be done at that time. Maybe whatever was going on in the normal world can be also done in the virtual world in this particular format. This is one addition is that maybe you can have a small basket of food, maybe a small cake or something like that, and some one or two items which make this particular thing interesting. Number two is hobby workshops we can handle. Maybe people get bored. What is happening is there's a lot of screen time when we are at home. So we continuously looking at the screen, or we are working, or maybe we are moved to a particular place, of course. But at the same time, we need a break from whatever we are doing so that we find the work interesting again. So different workshops like crafts, origami, painting, or just simply preparing an album from the old photographs that we have. So such small activities also, if you keep it maybe a half an hour activity, 45 minutes activity, it will pep up the people in some or the other manner. It is not only them, maybe it can be a family activity if it is a hobby workshop of some kind, such kind. Of course, another third one is sharing the personal fitness best. Some people are fitness enthusiasts. Even if they are at home, they will find time. They'll go cycling. They'll go running in the morning. They have the Fitbit on, and they are extremely fit, and they want to show it also at times. Check my activity on Strava and stuff like that. And we see it always on the status, and we put it in that manner. So you all can have a particular page where you all can put up such kind of activities which these people have done. Maybe a short trek sometimes when just the lockdown is open, and maybe just near your house you have climbed something and something of that sort. So you want to share your fitness bests. So if you want to do that, you can always maybe come together with a group of people inside your company, and you can do that also. Next, promote a photo competition. So photo competition can be about the pets in the house, the terrace garden that you have. We have seen during the lockdown that there are many people who have started growing a lot of veggies in the house, or maybe a lot of flowers of different types which we have never seen in the house, maybe in the pots in the house. So we can actually have a small photo competition for that particular thing. So it can be pets in the house, it can be scenes which you have seen very recently, or it can be your terrace garden. Not to forget, you can always keep something called as infancy photographs. So maybe a photograph when you were an infant, or when maybe you were a child. So you can share that, and maybe you can share a memory with it. These can be made into different activities, or these can be made into different smaller events of just 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and where the people come in, it's like a flash mob. How a flash mob happens, we don't see anyone over there. All of a sudden, music starts, 10 people come together, they do a dance for 5 minutes, the music stops, people go away. So it can be done in that particular manner where we are not maybe disturbing the whole work criteria, but at the same time, we are giving a kind of break for these people also. Next, host a virtual scavenger hunt. Scavenger hunt is something like when we normally play in a physical world, we tell people to get some 5 or 6 items that we see in that area. Items can be anything. It can be a safety pin, it can be a 1 rupee coin, it can be a dried leaf, okay, or it can be a red color flower. Some weird items which are a little hard to get, and we see that which is the team which normally gets all these items the faster. This is actually a team activity, but in the virtual world, we can give it as a personal activity also. Maybe we can say, yes, today we have a virtual activity of scavenger hunt, and we can tell these are the 5 items, and which is the window which opens first and shows all the 5 items is the winner for today. So something like this is actually called as the virtual scavenger hunt, can be done just for the movement in the house, and it helps. Another good activity which you all can play across in the virtual world is 2 truths and 1 lie. This is an activity where all the members are there in the group. It's a small team activity, we can say, with maybe 10 people or 15 people who know each other, moreover. Scavenger hunt and stuff like that, these activities can be done on a larger scale. But 2 truths and 1 lie, you at least should know the person for some time at least. Activity is a person should be speaking at least 2 truths and 1 lie about the self. It does not have to be a great personal information, but something like, yes, 2 truths, I live in this area, or I like eating this, and a lie can be, I hate cats, something like that. And the other people have to keep on asking you questions to find out whether what is the truth and what is the lie out of the 3 statements that you have made. You actually have to make 3 different statements. You know what is the truth and what is the lie. So the other people have to ask you minute questions. This is a very fantastic communication activity also, just for a hint. And you particularly can ask questions and find out what is the lie from this. But you have to confirmly find it out. So for asking questions and discussion and something like that, you need a smaller group. And that's why a smaller group for this one particular activity. Next comes host happy hours. What is happy hours? It's all about telling jokes, telling short stories. You can actually ask people to come and share this, and at the same time, maybe you can give marks or something on that about the content, about the communication, about their diction, about their what we can say, how is their body language, how interestingly they have explained. So you can have such criteria which you can share earlier, and maybe keep a storytelling competition and tell people to join in for that. So this can be the post happy hours kind of session. Another very funny is dress up like a celebrity. You have to take a photograph from somewhere. It can be any celebrity. For example, we normally take people from the films or the industry, Bollywood mostly, or whatever you can take. And you have to try dressing like the person. So you show that photograph and you show this photograph and you share it. And of course, the best person who is closer to that kind of image wins this particular competition. Competitions will help you to add fervor to these small looking activities. So that is of course there. So dress up like a celebrity is dressing up like a particular celebrity in that particular dress. Have a photograph in hand, or maybe of course a virtual photograph will do, and you can share this celebrity's photograph and your photograph just besides it. Now, this is very, very important and very interesting. Sharing of the best practices for work from home to make things easier. Many a times we see that when we are in the house, there is a lot of noise which happens in and around us. It can be the kids, it is students, kids are at home, as in the society and all. They play a lot. It's football and it's cricket and it's basketball, and there's so much of noise around you. Not only that, we have many things going on in the house. For example, I have a dog, maybe, but sometimes it just starts barking all of a sudden, and you really don't know how to stop all this. So we can have sharing of the best practices for work from home. As in, what do I do so that I get less disturbed during this? And you can share the best practices each one has. How do you sit? Where do you sit? How is it that you control this? What is the methodology you do? Of course, we all have found out in a year's time that what is the best thing that can be done so that I don't get disturbed a lot. But again, we can share those best practices. So if anyone is having any trouble area, they can utilize the best practices what others are doing and make their life easier. Very funny, and again another one, choose the best Zoom background challenge. So this also is another interesting one. You can maybe it can be a live background or it can be a photo background which Zoom has. So you can work on that activity also. Very simple ones. You can maybe keep a 15 minutes, 20 minutes activity. Oh yes, please come for a flash mob and something like that, and come with the best background. The best background gets the award or the prize, whatever. And then of course you see to it that how it reaches the person. Fine. Now some small other activities are which opens up your mind is something like lateral thinking questions. Lateral thinking questions means thinking out of the box. Many a times we are continuously sitting at the desktop or we are working and our mind starts thinking in a particular manner. It does not go out of the major arena, and that is why we start thinking in one particular angle. How to stop that, or even not even stop, not necessarily stop it because that's necessary for the job also. But how can I make myself more innovative, creative by thinking that हाँ इसको और एक answer हो सकता है. So what is the kind of answer that it can have? So such lateral thinking questions which are there, of course we'll get it on the net. What can you hold in your right hand but not in your left hand? If you're going to open the chat, but of course we cannot see it here. The answer is the left hand. Next, a man built a rectangular house, each side having a southern view. A very weird question though. Why would a house have a southern view? Or if a house has a southern view, where is the house? A man built a rectangular house, each having a southern view. He spotted a bear. Which color was the bear? So house has only southern view. It does not have a northern view. So a man, if he has built this particular house, where is the house? A very funny question though, but then of course the house must be at the northern pole, and that's why the color of the beer must be white. It's a polar bear. So sometimes it takes you just out of your normal thinking capacity. So these are something called lateral thinking questions. This one we must have heard it somewhere. If you're alone in a deserted house at night and there is an oil lamp, a candle, and a firewood, you have only one matchstick. What will you light first? Of course, we know the answer is the matchstick because this has roamed around a lot. Again, which side of the cat contains the most hair? People will come out with different answers. The tail, the whiskers, and different answers that they have. But of course, outside, that's the simple answer that it has. A bit different one though. The 60th and the 62nd British Prime Ministers of UK had the same mother and father, but they were not brothers, nor they were brother and sister. So how do you account for this? The 60th and the 62nd British Prime Ministers of UK had the same mother and father, but they were not brothers. How do you account for this? So they were not brothers, they were not brother sister, but how do you account that these people were there? So the simple answer is the 60th and 62nd Prime Minister was the same person. And of course, a real example here, and it was Mr. Winston Churchill, whom we know the name. So these are something called as lateral thinking questions, which can be asked in maybe in small question kind of thing, or maybe just throw at that and then maybe team wise we can do it. So okay, which team has answered this? Something like that. So you can create a small quiz in a different format, and lateral thinking questions help a lot to make people think out of the box. So this is one. Okay. Hare and tortoise story. Hope we have heard about it. Of course, I'm just stopping this and I'll open another file. Okay, this is a very funny activity, but it helps a lot in today's times where we really need to work on our strength areas. Slideshow. Yes, okay. We have a small, we can say, story kind of a thing running for this also. But today, the time being less, I thought I should work just maybe on the PPT. But even this is also available. Now, the activity Hare and Tortoise story, we must have heard, we being in HR, we know all the 4 versions. Maybe first of course, the tortoise one, and then what happened. I'll just take you all through that. This story has 4 versions. For people who don't know, I should be giving a complete information, hence I'm giving. For people who know, please be along. There are 4 versions to this story because it's a corporate story now. Earlier, when we were in the school, it was just a story where there was a race between the hare and the tortoise. And at that time, the tortoise won. Okay, because the same lesson that we always learned was slow and steady wins the race. That was story number 1. Now, as the time changed, it is not always the slow and steady who's going to win the race. But next time, again, the second story comes that the hare wins the race. Okay, fine, tortoise, it's okay, you have won. But I again would like to have the same path. Tortoise says, yes, if that's okay, I can always play, maybe come along for the race. In the second race, the hare has already done a lot of soul searching. So he has thought about it, why I slept, whatever, or why did I not win? And after deciding all this, he understood that he is pretty fast and he doesn't need time to reach to that particular goal that has been decided. So the next race, he ran extremely fast and he was the winner. So the next lesson, it's good to be slow and steady, but it's better to be fast and reliable at the same time. So the hare gave us the lesson number 2. Now, what happened is the tortoise started thinking and he said, my God, this is not going to work. I also have to win because this is a jungle and everyone has to survive in it. So let me also put my best foot forward. So this time the tortoise went to the hare and he said that, hare, let's have a third race. He said, fine, but okay. The tortoise said the route will be decided by me. What happened here is that the tortoise, when he decided on the route, there was the road first. After that, there was a river. And after that, again, the road. So up to a particular point, the hare could run, but he could not swim. And that is how he was left on the one bank of this particular river. The tortoise came along, he swam and he went ahead and he reached the particular goal. So the third lesson that this particular corporate story gives you is working for your strengths will not only get you noticed, but will also create opportunities for growth and advancement. So this was story number 3. Now what happened is both of them got very tired continuously. Why are we racing against each other? Might as well get together and start working together. So because this is the jungle and fighting with each other is not going to help us because we already have many enemies out here in the jungle. So they decided, chalo, we'll have this 4th race together. So of course a virtual story though, so we don't think about the weight over here. The hare took the tortoise on his back. They reached the river. Tortoise took the hare on his back and they swam through. Again, after reaching that side, the hare took the tortoise and they reached that particular pole and both were winners. Now, of course, the idea behind this particular story is not only it is team bonding that is happening through this, but they also understand that the enmity between the team should not be there at any particular time. Major agenda behind having this very small or very interesting story is how can we particularly take people along in our team instead of having small fights in between, because the market condition right now is completely different. The market condition is very it's different. It's not like earlier. How can we all come together and we treat the market as how it is like a jungle and how we can come together for that. So the activity which can be made out of this funny looking story is you have to tell them, I'll show you the example also because I have done that, of course. You have to tell them that you have to find out 2 such companies, people, celebrities, famous personalities, industries, parties, as in political parties. You have to find out any 2 aspects who have helped each other in their weak times and they have come out of a particular crisis situation. Crisis may not be very strong. Let me be frank over here. Crisis can be a small crisis, and maybe each company, A company has their own strengths and weaknesses. B company has their own strengths and weaknesses. Now the weaknesses sometimes start becoming heavy, or maybe they sometimes feel that no, I have to work out for the market. So let me maybe collaborate with someone. Both companies have their own stipulated growth that is there, but at the same time they come together for one particular product. So I'll show you the example. What we can tell them that maybe you can hold this activity again virtually. You can make a breakout room over here, and during that you can give this activity to them and tell them that come out with 2, as I said, industries, companies, political parties, people, anywhere that you have seen such a kind of collaboration for one particular product. Maybe they have parted ways later. But right now, particularly for one particular thing, they have come together. So one example which I would like to show here is Tata and Docomo, not there anymore. But Tata had its own good strength areas. Docomo had its own strength areas, and the same way they had their own weakness areas also. For example, Tata had flexible plans, good outlets, they had a stable market. Docomo had the ability to attract customers, but it was very appealing. It was from Docomo Japan. It was financially stable and it was ready to invest in India. And it had high technology like diet SMS, 1 paisa per minute and stuff like that. Things which were very interesting at that time when they came to venture. At the same time, Tata had its own weakness areas and Docomo had its weakness areas, like no market in India. They wanted to become the world leader and like that. So they came together for this one particular collaboration, and how it helped them was they went into CDMA, 2G, 3G, GSM, fast expanding cellular market. They got latest technology, and at the same time, it was a low cost technology at that time. Then untapped rural market also they could get because Tata's had a reach everywhere. The service stations were there and value-added services were given by them. So you can make it into a very fun activity by telling them to find out in this particular manner where people have worked on not only their weakness, but due to their strengths, like A's weakness becomes another's weakness becomes someone's strength. So how they have collaborated together for this. Another one example which I'll share with you all is MAN Technology and Force Motors. So you can have a look at the screen. MAN had finance, technology, brand name, and heavy duty vehicle market. Force had maybe low production cost, good infrastructure, and the production capacity in India. At the same time, weakness was production cost was high for MAN. manpower cost, and cost of, again, okay, poor dealer network in India. Here it was finance, technology, and no brand name in the heavy duty market vehicles. So they came together, and the collaboration of Man and Force was, it was financially and technologically strong, better production capacity, strong network, and strong market with a low cost. So these are some amazing examples, and this is a very nice activity wherein you can tell people that no enmity inside is going to work. Rather, the whole market is the major rival right now. So why not come together and work towards how we can overcome this particular situation? So this is one. Okay, I have come back on this. So this was this hare and tortoise story. The presentation would have become a little bit longer, so I thought I should keep it different. So this was one story which I shared. Of course, you have something like toothpick puzzles at many times. I'm giving you all hints so we can find it out. Just like the lateral thinking questions, we have the toothpick puzzles also available on the net. Maybe pull two from here and make a square and something like that. We have played this when we were maybe kids. So such kind of puzzles also work out, and it can be played virtually too. Okay, now I would also like to give you one idea about how does an employee need a power bank of internal energy to sustain in the competitive market. These are external things that we have supported from outside, giving them recognition, giving them appreciation, giving them prizes, giving them awards for the taking part with us, or maybe speaking with us. Maybe speaking with the seniors, coming out of their shell and having an interaction with the team, having an interaction with the group. So these are different activities, but these are external ones. Now, during these times, there is also a thing that internally, how can you pep up someone? And internally, if you're pepping up, it will stay for a longer period. So how can we do that? So there are one or two small activities. I'll share that also. How much time do I have, Sakre ma'am or Tupe sir?
5-10 minutes.
10 minutes. Yeah, okay, fine. So I'll cover the major gist. I'm trying to go really actually very fast so that you all get the major portion out of it. Fine. Okay. So think of just one well-known personality and note that following in your mind. Why is this people? Like, run it like a video. Like, I'm not going to run a video or something over here. Run like a video, a particular personality in your mind, and think why was that personality famous, or why was the personality known for? It can be anyone. It can be Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. It can be Dhirubhai Ambani. It can be Narendra Modi ji. It can be anyone whom you feel the person is successful and why the person is successful, of course. So you will understand, or this is an activity where a lot of interaction goes on, but we cannot interact right now. So we understand why these people are famous or why they have reached their goals. That is very, very important. The only reason over here is they had passion for their particular work. They had a purpose for what they are doing. And they always not only wanted to lift themselves, they wanted to lift the people who are around them. And that's very, very necessary in today's world. Once all these three things come together, and of course, enthusiasm and energy for doing all these things. So only these three, four things if people have, they will of course move ahead in their life. What I'm trying to share through this is, how can we make our personality in that particular manner, where we have a purpose, where the employees find a purpose to whatever they are doing, whatever job they're doing it for a longer period of time. How do they find interest in the kind of work they're doing? How do they find a passion in the work that they do? Even if it is we can say it's a monotonous job, but how can we still try to give them some kind of purpose? Purpose they may not find in the office, of course, but even if they become happy doing something on their own, maybe something, pursuing a hobby or something, they can even find happiness through that. That happiness is, of course, going to reflect in the office when they come over here. Now, I'm skipping this because this is what I spoke. I'm not missing out on anyone, no worries. Now, I came to this particular topic because do you believe that all of these emotions work on our body? Yes, of course they do. I would like to play a particular game over here with you, just a 30 seconds one. And I'll show you how the body works or how the body reflects with you. Now, if you all can do it with me, amazing. You all will see the result right away with you all only. I will show you how it is to be done. Can you all see me right now? Can you all see me right now? Yes, okay, fine, great. If this is your right hand, when I say start, okay, you have to keep your right hand in this particular manner, facing the sky. And if this is your left hand, put your left hand in this manner where it is facing the ground. This is the position that you have to take when I say start. After that, you have to, no one is seeing you, so you can actually just follow what we are doing over here. Right hand should be towards the sky, okay, left hand should be facing towards the ground. And when you're doing this, close your eyes and just follow the kind of instructions that I'll be giving you. Follow as in just try to feel them, don't follow it as such, just try to feel the instructions that I'm sharing with you. Fine. Okay, we start. Right hand in this manner. Please do it. You all will enjoy this. Only 30 seconds exercise. And the left hand, it is facing the ground and you are sitting in this manner. Okay. Keep your hands a bit loose. Don't keep it very tight, stringent rules ke hisab se tight. Keep it normal and close your eyes. Close your eyes. Right hand towards the sky, left hand towards the ground. Close your eyes. And just listen to my instructions and try to feel the instructions. Okay, on your right hand, I have come along and I have kept a huge dictionary. On your right hand, I have come along and I have kept a huge dictionary. Whereas on the left hand, I have tied helium balloons. On the left hand, 5 helium balloons have been tied. So your left hand is moving up, up, and up. On the right hand, yours is an automation company or something, and you see different kinds of machines everywhere. So I've got a huge rotometer kind of a thing, and I've come along. My God, it's very hard to pull, and I've put it on your right hand just above the dictionary. My God, this thing is so heavy. It's actually so heavy. My right hand is feeling so heavy. It's going down. Whereas on the left hand, I have again tied 5 different helium balloons, and the left hand is feeling light, light, and lighter. And I'm feeling really very great with this. On the right hand, whereas the hand is actually started paining. Slowly open your eyes, everyone, at this particular time and just see where your hands are. Take 2 seconds to do that. Yes, and you may find, of course, I cannot see you all, but that's the problem with the virtual sessions. But still, mostly the hand will be in a different location where it had started from. Otherwise, if it has not happened in that manner, there will be a small pain in this area where the dictionary or where whatever that material was kept. So, yes, thank you so much. Thank you for responding. Yes. So what I wanted to tell you through this one smaller particular activity is, if a human mind keeps on telling ourselves, "Ye theek nahi hai, COVID is bad, situation is bad, it is going to be like that only," and n number of negative statements, if we keep on feeding ourselves, that is the kind of instances we surely come across, or that's the kind of negativity which sits in our head. Another very small example I'll try to share over here. You all can find it on net later. It's a scientific example. This is Dr. Emoto, okay? And this is the water from a dam in Japan. He took it and he put it under a microscope. I'm going a bit faster so that I can give you all the most that I have. He put it under the microscope and he saw that this particular left figure is what he saw was the microscopic image of the water. After that, they particularly prayed on it and they tried to do whatever, maybe try to give it good thoughts over that particular water. And on the right hand side, you can see that is the same water which has changed into a crystallized form. This is a scientific thing and it has been proved. It is there on the net. You all can go through it. Again, further examples which they have done is, if we tell the water it's evil, it's cool, you disgust me and stuff like that, then see how the water has changed. Whereas below we can see that love and gratitude, truth and peace, if we feed the water with that, the water keeps on changing. And it has a very fantastic crystallized format. Third slide, heavy metal music. The water is completely, it's mixed up. You make mistake or maybe something like that, then see the water has changed. Again, when you say thank you, love, or even Mother Teresa. Now again, let me tell you, it's nothing related to Adolf Hitler or Mother Teresa. Water is not going to understand that. We are having it in a hand and the kind of feelings that we are sending across actually is transferred to the water. Simple as that. So how do we keep our feelings good? What I wanted to tell you through this one particular activity, if so much can happen to the water, what it must be doing to the body, the negative thoughts, what it must be doing to the body is what I'm trying to come to a point. So the choice remains with us, remain positive, happy, enthusiastic, joyful, and happy. 70% of our body is water in the blood format, of course. But imagine if so much of it is happening to something which is outside the body. If a person from outside is trying to tell you something on your right hand is heavy and it is troubling you, just for 30 seconds, even I'm not able to see y'all, imagine the kind of effect that I had, particularly for that particular 30 seconds on you. Whereas I cannot see y'all, we are not even in maybe in contact with each other through any medium, no faces, nothing I can see. But imagine why I'm telling you this is so the kind of news coming to you, the kind of negativity coming to you. How do we stop this particularly? If we want to stop this from reaching our employees, then of course we have different methodologies for that, and some of them are this is an activity I'm skipping. I'm telling you why I'm doing because we don't have time. This is how it says if you are on a very high vibrational scale, that is when you are in love, joy, love for anything, love for the plants that you have planted, love for the kids that you have, love for the pets that you have in the house. So it can be love, it can be joy, it can be the passionate work that you are doing. For example, training is a passion for me. I become very, very happy when I'm training, even if it is virtual. If I meet people, I'm really happy. So that's the highest excitement. I'll not go into detail, but at the same time, when you are happy, you are in a gratitude, you are in compassion, and you have courage in you, that is the highest vibrational energy you have. How does this vibrational energy help you? It helps you to get your work done. You are happy, your people around you are happy, people in the company around you are happy, people in the house around you are happy. And if you carry that, emotions are going to go up and down according to the circumstances or events which are there outside in the market. It can be anything. It can be the pandemic. It can be the people who are falling ill. It can be people who have left us completely. Yes, of course. But it can be so many things which are happening around us. How can we save ourselves from the things which are happening around us is what is the complete technology that we have to teach our employees, so that they continuously, not only they are happy in their house life, in their personal life, we can say, and they are happy when they are working in the company also. Slowly, this will of course turn into a lot of loyalty towards the company because we show that we care for you. And we not only care for you from the professional front, but also on the personal front. Now, there is one small activity. If you all can just do this for half a minute. If you all want, please close your eyes. I'll show how this particular things work. It's something called as gratitude. Gratitude means giving thank you to whatever is there in our life. Please close your eyes and give thank you to the things. Of course, I'll give you a hint. I'll take you according to for the gratitude part of it. So close your eyes, everyone, and let's do this activity. Why you all should do is you all can help your candidates do it. That's the only reason I am telling you all to do this one or two activities. Yes, please close your eyes. Thank you, God. Whoever is you believe in, it can be any God that you believe in. Just close your eyes and maybe you can thank the God. Thank you, God, for this wonderful evening that I have. Thank you, God, that I am in my house and I am able to listen to so many different people at the same time. Thank you for this virtual network that even during this pandemic time, we are at least able to meet people in some or the other way. Thank you, God, that I am a very social person. I am a HR person and I really like to meet newer people every day. And thank you that I can meet due to this virtual platform. Thank you so much that my family is safe. Thank you so much that my people in the house, my kids, my pets, everything is so safe. Thank you so much that I have amazing food to eat. Thank you so much that, of course, a great food is waiting for me at 9 o'clock over there in the kitchen. Thank you so much that my wife or whoever the other better half is so much for the company who has given me this amazing job. Thank you so much for the manager who, of course, sometimes maybe behaves in a different manner, but of course supports us also during hard times. Thank you so much for the salary that we are getting so that we can actually feed the family, we can help the family grow. Thank you so much that we have a wonderful house to stay in. Thank you so much for the wonderful weather in Pune that we have presently. Thank you so much that I have a good apartment and where the kids can play downstairs. Thank you so much that whatever is happening outside, everything is still good in my life. Give thank you by heart to the God that you are having in mind. And of course, you feel that and your eyes swell up with tears that we find there are so many good things in life, even if there are so much of negativity around us. These are small activities which can be done with people to have connections with them. At the same time, appreciation, yes. You see someone during this particular time and you can tell them right from the dress, the way they have working, the good activity or maybe a good project that they have completed. Appreciation never goes waste. Of course, it is different from flattery, but appreciation is necessary for any growth. Okay, these are some good things which will take people nearer to their goals. One is a vision board. Vision board is putting whatever the person likes to do in their life. It can be living healthy, it can be the monetary growth, it can be the kids, it can be you doing yoga, it can be anything. When you put this vision board in front of you, you actually just remember the goals that you have to complete, and it helps you take closer to whatever passion, whatever goals that you have in life. Fine. Then comes your self appreciation. We know this better, nothing to explain in this. And then affirmations when we feel down. I just read a very fantastic quote the other day saying that when your mood is down, don't that time please do not scale yourself, how good I am, how bad I am. Do not put yourself into any weighing machine about your own personality when your mood is down, because everything that will come out, you will always find some negativity about it. So that is why it is good that when you are in good high spirits, that is the time you should do it. And affirmations is something which help you to do that. Like for example, I am beautiful. I find time for myself. The more you say it with integrity in your house, wherever you are, in your room, this morning is amazing. This is a wonderful day. I'm really going to rock it. I'm capable of a healthy life. I have plenty of time. Other people respect my thoughts. I am loved. I'm enough. I'm strong. I'm courageous. I'm amazing. Just me giving this certain vibes to you all at this particular time will also help you all to have a very positive mood, and it's very, very necessary in today's time. This is one thing which I will not be able to teach right now, but EFT is something called as emotional freedom techniques, and these are small points in our on our body, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, these 7, 8 points, and if you tap on them particularly, you feel very, very relaxed. But I wouldn't have time to get this exercise done from you all. But this is a very relaxing exercise. If we can teach our candidates, our employees, it relaxes people with all the stress and tension that they have. Yes, that's it from my side. I tried rushing very fast. I'm sorry for that. Yes, I'll stop sharing. Thank you, Padey sir.
Thank you, PM.
Thank you, team. Thank you, Ruby.
Thank you very much. I have a big list of gratitude, appreciation. Okay. And PMA has given us a wonderful opportunity to all future managers, HR fraternity, and entrepreneurs. I will typically share with you a diary of HR executive in crisis period. Okay. Which is a true story and experience. In these uncertain times, organizations that can care for and preserve the progress of their employees will reap tremendous benefits. We all are aware that the organization needs to tide through this time. We typically talk about employee engagement. Maushmi Madam has shared with you the HR perspective of employee engagement. The day-to-day in the workplace has really changed, perhaps irreversibly, and a new normal has taken over. During the COVID-19 crisis, the way we work in teams had changed significantly, and the new spike in cases like Delta variant effect, third lockdown is more than a possibility. Now we think success is linked in aligning company goals with employee involvement. Stephen Covey has rightly said, always treat your employees exactly as you want them to treat your best customers. Employee engagement programs can be classified as physical and mental wellness through innovative and creative approaches in employee engagement. e-learning modules, quizzes, master classes, and continue employee training remotely through live e-sessions, learning, and upskilling. We typically has learned few good techniques of employee engagement. I would like to add a few of them, like TED Talks and virtual coffee meetings. TED Talks and virtual coffee meetings are very common in IT industries nowadays, and few other companies, even micro and small enterprises, have also gone in for TED Talks and virtual coffee meetings. You know, TED conferences are technology, entertainment, and design, and ideas worth spreading. It's typically 18 to 20 minutes TED Talks and very requires a very small amount of time, and financial advantages are much better. Virtual coffee meetings are coffee break in an intentional allocation of time towards low fidelity activities like chatting, brainstorming, and you may include virtual coffee breaks to help break the flow of virtual meetings or conferences. These breaks are form of a remote team building and are similar to virtual happy hours. There are certain icebreakers which we need to break. Okay. There are 3 levels of icebreakers: easy, medium, and difficult. If you ask very simple questions in coffee meetings or in your TED meetings, like what did you eat for breakfast? Are you a morning person or a night owner? Tea or coffee? Or on a scale of 1 to 10, how experienced are you with remote work? Where did you grow up? Which web browser do you use most? These are very easy questions for ice breaking. Medium questions are medium difficulty level. What is your favorite work from home exercise? Where is your dream location to work from? What do you like most about remote work? What is the most unique thing you have within reach of your desk? Ask questions to yourself and your mind will be free. Few difficult questions are: do you have any remote work productivity hacks? What is the best practice when working from home? What is your Wi-Fi name? What is the most challenging part of working from home? The difficulty levels you may not understand unless you ask the questions to yourself and have a talk in your group. Now, measures to counter the COVID effect. Here are few measures which are experienced in the industries. Employee experience amid uncertainty. Ask about his experience. Communicate as much as you can. Enable employees to remain part of the corporate community. Be creative in your approach and practice empathy and compassion. Promote employee well-being. Raise the happiness quotient. Ramp up your communication plan. Focus on collaboration. Avoid isolation, self-isolation, typically. Create successful virtual meetings. An employee assistance program, which many industries have already initiated, works well. Remote learning for everyone and building an effective digital communication has worked well. Mental wellness is also an element to counter multiple virtual programs to engage the employees. Moushami has already shared with you mental wellness programs and mental wellness activities, very interesting activities she has shared. So I won't go much in details of the mental wellness programs. Games and exercise your team will actually enjoy. Include fun elements in these breaks. The activity treasure hunt or scavenger hunt, Moushami has already shared with you. Blind drawing, a truth and a lie, she has already shared with you. Blind drawing and makeover are few more activities you can add. Makeover is decide to makeover yourself, your workplace, your home, your own personality, and add on values to your personality or to the things which you want to make over. Blind drawing is another game which is very simple. Jot down your ideas, okay, and try to draw the sketches and the things you like, and try to innovate, try to understand the new meanings which are revealed through the blind drawings. Socialize over lunch breaks, webinars and training development activities are few of the activities you can practice. The practices presently adopted by companies are like Piago, JK Tires, Nissan Renault, Sanyog and Jamshedji Tata have been shared with you. Piago has a COVID term life insurance for a sum of 20 lakh rupees. In case of death of an employee, it is due to COVID, this amount becomes payable. Even family members are also covered under the COVID term life insurance, and the premium payable is very low. Then mediclaim insurance to the immediate family members, and it will be continued for 5 years. Education assistance program up to 2 children, and they will get rupees 1 lakh each until the completion of their graduation. JK Tire has JK Cares program. Nissan Renault has implemented Kaizen improvements for additional safety of the employees at the unit. Sanyog has 2-year unpaid leave and restructuring measures for their employees. Jamshedji Tata has given the maximum donation of $102 billion for philanthropic causes. And Tata's to help 419 ITI in the state of Maharashtra to offer them vocational employment and the job employment opportunity. So these are few of the initiatives which the companies have taken. Wish you all the best for your future initiatives, and thank you very much for giving us an opportunity to share the thoughts on employee engagement. The greatest end of life is not knowledge, but action. Knowledge, wisdom, and action is the essence of life. As you will grow up in the HR, you will transform yourself and you will be able to transform the lives of many people. It's a great opportunity for all of you to work in HR. Thank you very much and have a nice day.